Are you looking to stay informed about what's going on in Madison without the media spin? Well, here's the latest news from the Wisconsin Assembly Chambers brought right into your home. Directly from the office of your representative, who truly values his constituents' feedback and in always working hard on the issues that matter to you. Welcome to the Ramthun Report.
Hello, fellow patriots. Let's get right into our 21st episode. This week's hot topics include an update on the governor's actions with the state budget, some news from Donald Trump and how we plan to join him in his fight against big tech, a progress report on our election integrity efforts, and we end with a shout out to a local business. So here's Representative Ramthun to give you an update about Evers' latest actions on the state budget.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's Ramthun Report, item number 21 on the docket. Three items to report to you today. The first is the Governor Evers signed the budget, but he had condition on it, and there are, as I'm told, 50 different areas where he vetoed elements of a very good and conservative budget. I will have an update on the specifics of those 50 vetoes, even though the budget was passed. The effect of those vetoes, I'll report at the next update. One of the items of interest that I also want to tell you about is separate from the budget. Assembly Bill 191 was the personal property tax. That one also I need to check on. The status of that is a question as well. Thank you.
We will make sure to follow up with you next week to let you know where the most egregious changes were made with the 50 partial vetoes. Now we can address what we are going to do with Donald Trump's big fight on big tech.
Item number 2 to present is the update, if you haven't heard by now, that President Trump has filed a lawsuit against big tech to address the effect of their censorship on freedom of speech, our First Amendment right. This office had published a Ramthun Report, I believe it was number 19, perhaps number 18, where we had displayed a state committee public hearing inside of our Ramthun Report. So it was a public record, and it talked about the effect of vaccinations, and we had great spokespersons there that day, and they spoke very eloquently and very informatively about the effects of vaccinations. And that video was censored by YouTube and by Facebook. And so we have felt the effects in this office by the censorship factor and the effect on our First Amendment rights. We will be contacting the Trump organization and letting them know of that. So if they need evidence of further effects of being censored, President Trump has plenty of them. But if he's looking for other elements within government who are just trying to simply report truth and fact as it occurred in a public hearing and we get censored, I think he should be told about that. So we'll be letting him know that, and hopefully it'll be incorporated in his lawsuit, and I'd be happy to testify for him on his behalf the effects of censorship by big tech. Thank you.
We are looking forward to joining the fight against big tech, and hopefully we can get Trump's attention and open the door to include some of the other things we're working on. Now Representative Ramthun has some updates on our election integrity efforts.
The final update today is to speak at election integrity, and I will tell you that last weekend for the 4th of July holiday, I attended and participated in three separate parades, West Bend, Campbellsport, and Hartford. And I can tell you that in all three locations in those respective communities, the number one theme of concern was election integrity and the need for a better auditing process by our state to truly verify the integrity of our election. And the questions are still there for those who view this video and say there's nothing there, you're wasting your time. I think the position I take on it is simply this: address the noise. If it were the Democrats complaining about it, I wouldn't turn a deaf ear and a blind eye. I would say address the noise, address the concern, take away the excuse for their condition, for their concern, and bring to closure the situation. Right now, we have Republicans expressing concern about the elections, and Democrats are turning a blind eye and a deaf ear. And I think it's wrong, because the focus shouldn't be on individuals within last November's election. The focus should be on the process. And if we're going to do an audit on the process, we also have to include mail-in ballots. Now, this office requested last week to the Legislative Audit Bureau to include mail-in ballots and absentee ballot review. We did get a response. It was a bit vague that they were simply going to send that request to the chair of the State Audit Committee, and I'm okay with that, but I wanted to know more than that. I want to know when they do receive the request, what do they plan on doing? I want to know if they're going to do it. So I followed up yesterday with a request to say I need clarity on my action to do more with the audit for Wisconsin. So that question is still out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the situation we have regarding last election or not, we need closure. We need something done to show that if nefarious things happened, if illegal things happened, including with some of the actions that the Wisconsin Election Commission took, we need closure on that. So all I want is truth, I want transparency, and I want closure. And however those chips fall, let them fall as they may. But to do nothing and turn a blind eye and a deaf ear, can't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm here to serve of, by, and for the people, and they are demanding action on this, and I'm going to take the action I need to take and push everything I can to get that transparency and that closure, even if it means going against members of my party, because I can't sit idly by and think everything's going to be okay. So stay tuned for more on that. We're working with the Audit Bureau. We're working with the Trump Organization. We're doing everything we can to move for forward and for closure on this matter. Thank you.
We definitely understand the need to resolve the issues surrounding the integrity of our elections process, and we will be continuing to fight for that here in Madison. Lastly, Representative Ramthun has a quick shout out for a local business owner that he wanted to include this week.
As a closing comment, I'd like to do a shout out for Wendy Dreyer, Hair on Main in Kewaskum. I stopped by today and she took a little time to tune me up a little bit. She said I needed some modifications. So hey, I need all the help I can get, Wendy. Thanks much for tuning me up today. Have a good day. Bye now.
This concludes our 21st episode of the Ramthun Report. Don't forget to check the links below and make a Ramthun request. Remember to share this content with as many of your fellow patriots as possible. Together, we can truly restore the principles of a government of, by, and for the people. We will see you next week. God bless you and yours always.